We're back, Road Rangers. Hello, today is Saturday,
April
the 17th.
17th. And I've been road rangering extra hard. Got my ranger hat on.
What have you been doing today, Road Ranger?
I've been just driving up and down the roads, just watching people.
Wow.
What
With your
are
hat?
you doing? And what are you doing?
Well, I had a bad hair day today. So I just put my little cap on.
What
Trump
does that
hair.
say, honey badger?
Trump hair, don't care.
Woo!
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm not drinking vodka tonight. I have a little glass of red wine with my Trump glass.
Very nice.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
That is fancy. And look who we have here.
Ooh, Road Ranger Nana.
Ranger Nana. She's a ball buster.
I'd be scared of her.
She's been Road Ranger nanaing extra hard today.
I can tell.
It's like, slow down.
She's like way down.
Oh, Nelly. Whoa.
Well, it sounds like you've had an exciting day. Do you have any news to share today, Road Ranger?
I do. We're going to dig right in. And you know what? I fell off of my chair earlier after I was road ranging on the road and looking at people and pointing and I fell off my darn chair. And you want to know why?
Why, Road Ranger?
So Bill Maher, who I consider, he has a show on HBO. He is, Nana just went, ugh, exactly. Ugh.
He's very, very liberal.
Left.
Like,
Ugh.
I don't watch a show because he's so disgusting.
Correct. Well, you're going to just fall over right now. You better put that glass there.
All right. Okay.
He had some tough words for liberals over their handling of the coronavirus or the V outbreak. In his closing monologue Friday night, Maher took aim at the media's panic porn during the pandemic, citing a Dartmouth study showing that nearly 90% of U.S. national media coverage was negative.
I'm shocked.
In comparison to other countries, even as conditions were getting better?
Wow. What the heck?
Maher also called out politicians who lie to save their own asses. What?
What the heck is he talking about?
Brain.
Sounds like he's been taking some red pills.
Liberals, this is him. Liberals often mock the Republican misinformation bubble, but what about liberals? You know, the high information by the science people. Basically, what he's saying is that there's a Gallup survey that showed the vast majority of Dems incorrectly overestimated the probability of being hospitalized from the V, with 41% believing it's at least 50%, while only 10% of Dems correctly said that the probability is only 1 to 5%, which is accurate, of being hospitalized by the V. While 26% of Republicans said the same, stressing the Democrats were wildly off on this key question. Okay. So this is just crazy that he's even, what he's saying is, so if the right-wing media bubble has to own things like climate change denial, shouldn't liberal media have to answer for how did your audience wind up believing such a bunch of crap about the V? But here's the deal. He went on to even go on to say that Texas lifted its V restrictions recently and their infection rates went down, in part because of people getting outside to let the sun and wind do their thing, because vitamin D.
It's all D. It's all vitamin D.
We need vitamin D. And so getting out in the sun actually helps instead of being shut in our homes. You know,
I
got plastic. I got some plastic sheets and I put the duct tape along the window edges because I didn't want that there V coming in my little house. Get that there, Nana. No way, hell. Okay, so here's where my head really exploded, and you're lucky that I got my head put back on in time for tonight. Maher then praised Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for being a voracious consumer of the scientific literature. And maybe that's why he protected his most vulnerable population, the elderly, way better than the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. These are just facts. And he says he knows it's irresponsible for him to say this. I mean, this is what we're talking about. He even backed Sharon Osbourne. If anybody heard in the last month, Sharon Osbourne basically went on the talk. This is where a bunch of ladies from different cultures and backgrounds get together to share their opinions. Sharon Osbourne, at that time, Piers Morgan had walked off a show because he basically didn't back Meghan Markle on her interview with Oprah. And he said that she's a liar and an opportunist. This is his opinion. And basically, Sharon Osbourne backed Piers Morgan just in his comment about her, not as a person of color or anything. He feels she's an opportunist. And Sharon just backed him. And she was called racist and was basically kicked off the show. And Bill Maher is even backing Sharon Osbourne and saying that these shows, you're not allowed to have an opinion.
Right. It's called the talk, but it has to be their talk.
It has to be their opinion. And we're all familiar with that. We all understand that. But coming from him, this is
a big deal.
That's a big deal to me.
Yeah, no, that is.
He's such an opponent of all this stuff. And
he has been, oh my gosh, he's been so far left and so just really vile of how he's attacked Trump in the past. And I've just heard bits and pieces, but he's just very nauseating. And this he said this Friday night on his show.
Yeah, he ends the show with a monologue on Friday night. He ended this, and so Fox picked up the story, but TMZ, which is an entertainment, they also picked up the story. And I don't know where TMZ is because they're more entertainment, but again, this is just not acceptable talk, Mr. Maher. So
this is good news. I think the media is turning. I think they're getting red-pilled, and because reportedly the white hats are in control, things are turning. Like the UFOs, they're all of a sudden there's a lot of UFO talk in the news, and that supports. Well, I guess I'm saying the opposite. That wouldn't be the white hats because of a couple shows ago I talked about the alien invasion.
Correct.
And that's supposed to be the next flag, white false flag.
Fear
yeah,
monger.
Exactly. So just forget what I'm saying, but
that's okay. Well,
so this is really good news, I think, that he's saying this, and he has a big audience still.
Well, and here's the thing: if people would just sit down and look at this instead of just being so immediately on the attack, it's true. Cuomo lied about his numbers with senior citizens. He sent senior citizens who were sick into homes to spread it. I mean, he's a freaking pig, if you ask me. He's a freaking pig.
Well, he needs to be in jail.
And, when you compare what happened there, as opposed to Florida, I mean, I could just go on and on and on, but I'm speaking to the choir here because these are our loved ones. So I really wanted to just mention that because to me, this is a really big deal. You can't, in my opinion, you can't get more left than him unless you're going to the Morning Joe creatures, And then the last thing I was going to talk about is, so Trump had been banned from Facebook. And it's really funny how this is worded. Facebook's Supreme Court equivalent, like Facebook has their own little Supreme Court, really? Is set to announce its decision on whether to overturn the suspension of former President Donald Trump in weeks. So in a few weeks, an independent oversight board / Supreme Court of Facebook,
my God,
is going to review the technology giant's January move to indefinitely suspend him from the platform. I mean,
The Supreme Court of Facebook. That's a new one for me.
And I can't make this shit up, people.
I know.
I'm not
It's
making this up.
disgusting. It's
The
bad.
Supreme Court of Facebook. Are you free? Supposedly we suspect that there are Rockefeller and Rothschild ties with Zuckerberg.
Of course. He is a Rothschild.
Correct. Okay, but at the same time, supposedly this started out as a college, board where guys could meet girls. I mean, and now we have like some major Supreme Court decision on whether or not to let Trump post what he's eating for lunch from McDonald's. I mean, give me a break. I can't handle this.
Oh no.
I can't handle this.
Don't stop the road rage. Stop it. Just deal. Suck it up, Road Ranger. Suck it up. Calm down.
I have anger.
You need to clean your office, by the way. We're getting complaints. You have crap all over in the background.
I would like to talk about that because the Twitch people called me a hoarder, and I would like to disagree. I have several. I work full time, and I have behind Nana is my Road Ranger Danger hobby table. I actually have a couple side businesses, and it's just all of my thing. I have like 14 million jobs that I do because I love people.
Yeah, right. You hate people.
I hate people.
What are you talking about? Oh my God.
That's why I go drive around in my Honda Fit and I road range people. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Do you shame people for wearing the mask?
I just let them know that I'm watching them and that I should be able to citizen arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those are interesting. Do you have anything else, Road Ranger?
No.
That's it?
That's
really
it.
Okay,
I knew you had a lot, and we tried to stay around 30 minutes. So
I have a couple. So I'm looking at the chat, and Kelly wants to know if it was really him, meaning Bill Maher. Was it really him, or was it his clone or double?
I don't know. There was a funeral for Prince Philip. We thought that they had been executed last year. So I mean, what is that?
I honestly think he was. They're just announcing it and doing it now, but who knows? What do I know? I don't know anything. I can speculate. Yeah, and Kelly says it could have been a masked man. Who knows? It could be a AIG. It could be a masked man. It could be a double. It could be a clone. Who the heck knows? And thank you, Bobby. Thank you for she likes my hat. So
I know it is a good hat, and I don't mind that you like hers better than my Ranger hat. I live in the mountains and I eat bark off trees. But that's okay.
So Bobby mentioned the Health and Freedom event in Tulsa, and I don't know if you have seen clips of that, but that was
that's still going on.
Yeah. And I haven't been watching it the whole weekend, but there's a lot of clips out there, and one clip that I loved was General Flynn was there, and he was on the stage, and he did say Trump. He was talking about people supporting President Trump in 2024. And he says, do not give them your money because we have a president.
So what you're saying is do not give the RNC or the GOP any money. Is that what you're saying?
That's what he said. He said, do not give them your money for Trump 2024. And quote unquote, he says, we already have a president.
Okay, and I love him, and he said he drops those sound bites that give people hope.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I need more than that. I'm just being honest. I need more than that because we've been hearing this since the late October. No lie. I need more than that.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe. It's hard to stomach.
I mean, it's almost May.
I know, but you have to be patient, Road Ranger.
Well, I'm holding the line.
Holding the line. I understand. I wanted it to happen yesterday too, but there's a reason for everything, and you just need to stay the faith or keep the faith, I should say. And when General Flynn said that, I mean, I trust him. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm ridiculous, but I do believe him.
He would have to be just as sick as the rest. If he's lying and making that up, then he's just as sick. And people that say things like that they know are giving people hope, if it is a lie, shame on them.
Yep. And I don't think he's evil like that. Yep, Bobby, it's in God's hands. I believe it 100%. I agree with that. It's just, it is hard, but
it's very difficult.
I get, like they say, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. So just enjoy the show, Road Ranger.
It's not like I have anywhere else to be, or time's going to pass no matter what. We're still going to do our show. But some days are harder than others, but I want more than that. I want more than that from General Flynn.
I want justice.
Yeah.
I want a new election or Trump back in the office, because he won the election. He won the election.
Bobby's got stale popcorn.
Aaron says, good or bad idea, buy motorcycle and 100 t-shirts of Lindell's vote fraud theft map and sell them during RDS's Unrigged tour. Aaron, this guy, Aaron, are you going to be going to the tour or any stops on the tour? Because you do have some really good ideas.
I've tried to find that map, Aaron. I can't find the map that you're talking about. And I don't know if we would have to get Lindell's approval, if it's his map, if it's copyrighted, to put it on t-shirts and then sell them. I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I want to go to a couple stops and just interview people.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be in the Black Hills over 4th of July.
Correct. That's the place to be.
Yep. Because rumors have it that Trump's going to be at Mount Rushmore again this year. So I hope so.
That's what they say.
If anybody wants to join me, let me know, because I'm going to be in, we already reserved a place.
I would love to join you, but we have a baby ranger coming around July.
I know.
There's a baby ranger. I have a ranger junior, who's
actually 5. A grandbaby ranger.
A grandbaby ranger. Yes, I have a grandbaby ranger that's coming around that time. So I probably can't partake.
Another person that spoke is Mike Lindell at the Health and Freedom Conference. And I just saw one clip of him, but he was saying, stay the course, stay the line. It's just, this is meant to be. We just have to go through the rough spots. And when this is over, it's going to be beautiful. So.
But a question, what are we waiting for?
We're waiting for Trump to go back in office and all these treasonous, traitors, sadists, pedophiles to be arrested.
Flush down the toilet.
Okay.
And start over.
Pedophiles and the border. Yeah, and all the child trafficking to be stopped in the tracks. That's the main thing. And they say that that's what's going to unite everybody, is the children. And I think that red pills are being distributed because there is so much media down there, and there's undercover videos of what's happening at the border, and they're talking about the trafficking. So I think this is good. They're red pilling the public. I think bit by bit, it's going to be easier for people to believe this when it all comes out. That's my opinion.
Yeah, so. On Fox, they were saying last night or sometime in the middle of the night that, I don't know where they're all located, but there are multitude of pregnant women.
Oh, we talked about that last night. There's thousands of pregnant women that they're processing, and they're going to go have their babies, and
the women don't know where they're going. They
don't, and they'll probably take the babies. Lord only knows the babies will be horribly. I mean, it's just a nightmare.
That's justice. These people need to be.
They need to be taken care of.
They really do. Sorry, I had to open my window. It's getting hot in here. All right. So that's, if anyone else has any comments, or if anyone has seen the Health and Freedom Conference, those are the only tidbits that I have to share right now. But I'm sure there's more, and it's all day tomorrow too. So let me share my screen. This is a little interesting tidbit that I saw. You should be seeing my screen. Biden denied entry to Pentagon.
I'm not seeing your screen. Click share.
I did, RoadRanger. Maybe I did something wrong.
There you go.
Okay.
And by the way, Aaron said, "Good point, Nana." Aaron likes Nana.
Everyone likes RoadRanger.
Popular. Nana. Zany, Honey Badger, and Crazy Nana.
Okay, so this happened on Friday, and evidently he went to the Pentagon, and it says, our source said U.S. Pentagon police, part of the Pentagon Force Protection Agency, stopped Biden and his Secret Service detail in their tracks, informing them that they had received standing orders to prevent any member of the Biden administration from stepping inside the building.
No, what's the headline again? I'm sorry.
Biden denied entry to Pentagon.
Now, who has the power to do that?
The military. So here's the deal. Juan O'Savin said that while Congress and Senate they've authorized Biden as president, the military does not recognize him as president. And technically we are in a dual presidency situation. Continue, Honey Badger. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Those orders reportedly included the use of deadly force.
Wow.
Biden demanded to know who gave the order, stumbling through his words, and was told the directive came directly from General David H. Berger, Commandant of the United States Marine Corps, and a ranking member of the Joint Chief of Staff.
Wow.
Biden demanded to speak with the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, General Mark Milley. He was told Milley, a Biden supporter, was no longer in charge, our source said.
Wow. All right. Yes.
Biden, our source added, became belligerent, saying, as the president of the United States, he had unrestricted access to all federal properties, including the Pentagon. He then instructed his 3-man SS detail to resolve the issue. Pentagon police drew sidearms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Pentagon Protection Force told the SS agents they'd be making a mistake, that there was over 100 inside ready to back them up if trouble started. The SS didn't want any part of that and told Biden he'd had to force his way in himself, if he was so inclined, our source said. Moreover, Biden purportedly muttered an unbelievable phrase, I get that. I bet that bastard is inside.
Where is the source? What is the source?
Okay, this is real raw news. You know what? I believe it. It's on the internet.
That's fine.
It's on the internet. Yes, yay, Pentagon. Well, that's what we've already, that's the story, right? The Pentagon's in charge. Biden has never had access to the Pentagon, nor the the security access codes for the new codes and all of that. So, I mean, it all makes sense.
I mean, and I'm going to ask the audience, has anybody seen Biden anywhere that only a president could go? Like talking to another, and this is a real question, talking to another country's leader, doing anything that an official president would do. I've not seen him do anything that any of us couldn't do. I've seen him come off a plane with cackle, which they're not supposed to do. He's not done anything with the border. She's not done anything with the border. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yep.
It's all poopy toot. Poopy
Yep,
toot.
I agree. So I thought that was interesting.
Very interesting.
That was a little nugget I found.
I think so far of this season, that story right there gets the gold star.
So far, I agree, Nana.
Yeah.
It was a juicy one.
I like Bobby. See, I wanted to say this, Bobby, but I've opted not to. But I agree. I want to call her Camel Toe.
Yes, I love that. Camel Toe for sure.
Sleepy Joe and Camel Toe.
Oh my God. Well, we need to change our glossary. She's the Camel Toe.
Okay. As long as Bobby says it's okay, let's just make it so.
Well, speaking of the border, yes, Kelly, because they're not in control. All right. So I talked about this the other day and I could not remember her name, but we were talking about the border czar. Camel Toe has been directed to take care of the border crisis, but there was an official border czar, Roberta Jacobson, and she did step down amid the migrant crisis.
Why?
And I'm going to read, I've not read this article. She's going to retire at the end of the month. Says that the move was consistent with her commitment at the outset to serve in the administration the first 100 days. So evidently, she was on board for the first 100 days, and I don't know if she's going to be. Well, let's read. That Camel Toe will continue to lead a whole of government approach to the crisis.
Camel Toe and her hole?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Is that what you said?
No, Camel Toe. I just said she's to lead a whole of government approach.
My bad.
Yeah, she's just going to be sleeping with the whole government. That's what she's going to be doing.
That's how she gets to where she's at.
That's it. That's it. Joe and the hoe. Joe and the hoe.
The tale is old as time.
Yeah,
I'm going to sleep my way to the top.
Yep. President Biden has asked Camel Toe to lead the administration's work in our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle, a testament to the importance this administration places on improving conditions in the region. BS, bullshit. So that's basically
she has no experience.
Well, she doesn't. And then Jacobson, the czar, departs as the Biden administration reportedly is considering sending cash payments to Central Americans in a bid to prevent them from making the trek north.
Okay, well, honestly, that makes sense to me. I would much rather, I'm sorry, but I would much rather support these people in their poverty and have them stay where they are than have them come here because it's cheaper.
Okay, but did Trump do that when he was in office?
Yes.
He paid.
He had an arrangement with Mexico. And the EO just zeroed that out. So yes, he did have agreements with Mexico.
Okay.
And it is smarter. It's so much smarter to do that.
Yeah, these poor people.
Instead of spending the money and sending money to the cabal and all these other countries, if we supported our neighbors to the south, it would be much more humanitarian.
Well, whatever Trump did, and you're probably right, I just don't remember or I didn't get that detail, but whatever Trump did, he had this all under control.
It was under control.
It was under control. These people are pawns. But I don't think, obviously, they don't want it under control because they want they want the children. They want the children.
They want the voters. It's all diabolical. It's all evil. You can't tell me anything else. You can't.
I know, Road Ranger. I believe you.
I'm going to get in my Ranger mobile and drive
to the border. You know what? Should we make a road trip to Donna, Texas and do our own investigative work?
I'm not that far. There's some in Dallas. There's some in San Antonio. I'm not that far.
Yeah, I wish I had time. Seriously. If I didn't have responsibilities at home,
if I didn't have to do the show 5 days a week.
Well, no, we could do a show on the road.
I know.
But
I love truck stops.
I know. That's why you named yourself Road Ranger.
You know, we were going to talk about that one of these times, is why you call yourself Honey Badger.
Honey Badger just don't take no shit.
Okay.
If you go, there's this famous video on the honey badger. If the honey badger wants something, he just takes it. And it's badass. It's a badass mother. So I love I'm in love with that animal because he just does whatever he wants.
He just don't care.
He don't care. And he's a badass. Exactly.
Well, I came to my name because there was Patriot Street Fighter, and I wanted to find some words that were similar to Patriot Street Fighter. And we were doing road trips up to Illinois, shuttling Road Ranger Nana around, and there is a truck stop called Road Ranger.
Lots of them.
And so we came up with Revolution Road Ranger because Triple R. And I just love truck stops, especially Road Ranger one. So, what did you say, Nana?
Did you fart or was it the dog?
She's asking if I farted or if the dog did.
Well,
Okay,
who did?
That would be the dog.
Oh.
Nana, we're on live.
Oh my God.
She's asking at me if I'm farting. Okay.
Well, Road Ranger farts. I've smelled it.
No, Road Ranger does not.
All right, next article. Let's change the subject. So let's talk about Ivanka again. So
yeah, I couldn't get it to work today, guys.
Get what to work?
The QR code.
Oh yeah. So okay. So this information that I'm about to tell you is from Tarot by Janine. It's the tarot reader. Okay. So you guys, take it from a tarot card reader, but I think that was juicy and interesting. So she read about this whole Ivanka getting the poke picture. She concluded the cards told her that was her.
Okay.
But she not necessarily got the V.
Yeah.
She just got possibly another, like maybe a B12 or another shot of something. But it was very orchestrated, and the QR code that was left on the table was I can't talk. It was meant to be. They did this all on purpose. It was all orchestrated, and she confirmed that if you go to the QR code, it does give messages, and it basically says, the QR code basically says that we will never take it.
So this is what confuses. This is another thing that confuses me, and I don't know if I'm speaking for the rest of the gang, but Trump got the vaccine started, Operation Warp Speed. Mm-hmm. Trump says it's okay to get the vaccine. We see Ivanka getting the vaccine. So is it going to kill us? Is it good?
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm very confused about the whole thing.
Because I trust Trump. I trust him not to say something that we can't do.
Yeah, but he's saying to do it, and people are dying. And you better call it the V, or we're going to get kicked off this channel.
Oh God. Okay, the V. Yes. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud.
I know. I'm confused with it too. I don't care what he says. I'm not getting it. But that was my personal opinion. People can do what they want, but anyway. So she continued to read on Ivanka, and as you probably are aware, there has been a lot of stories about her husband being part of the Jared being a part of the dark state or the deep state. And he's been a traitor, and a lot of bad stories about him. Well, according to Janine, the cards told her that they got married and they had one child together. And then it was discovered that he was part of the deep state.
Okay.
And he purposely sought her out
Yeah.
to get into the Trump circle,
Yeah.
and it was all a master plan. And they formed an agreement, meaning he goes bye-bye, and she specifically says off planet. So the original Jared is off planet. So now there's a new Jared that looks similar to him, but she was explaining, and I've never done the analysis on my own. I haven't compared the two, but what she's saying that they're totally different. The original Jared is much more handsome, and
doesn't look like a crypt keeper.
Yeah, the build is completely different. Everything is completely different, and so the Jared now is a double, and evidently they've had 2 more kids together. So this does not make any sense to me. I mean, if I found out my husband was part of the deep state, I would just get rid of him.
Anonymous Bob?
Well, yeah, if Anonymous Bob was part of the deep state, I would not have. I would tell him, okay, you're out of here. I don't care where you go. If you want to go off planet, that's your decision. But you're not in this house, because I don't support you. I would not go out and make a big deal about it. But maybe I don't know. It's just
I don't know.
confusing.
It sounds a little far-fetched. But hey, you know what? I'm open. I'm open to sending Crypt Keeper Jared off planet. I'm good with that.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's where all the bad guys need to go.
I would like to send one of my ex-husbands off planet.
Oh, yeah. Both of them.
I think you know which one.
Well, anyway.
You know which one.
Oh, yeah, I remember what.
Hey. Road Ranger is a closer.
Oh my God, that Road Ranger's had some road traffic, should I say? Oh, but that's another show.
That's another show.
That's
called Cigarettes and Romance Novels.
Oh yeah. All right. So I have one more story I would like to share. And I have been keeping up on the latest, greatest news on Nasara Jasara. And for those who don't know, this is basically the quantum financial system that is reportedly ready to go. It's all timing. And if you listen to Charlie Ward and Simon Parks, they're very, especially Charlie, this is one of his area of expertise. He's very, he's in the know when it comes to QFS, because his background is financial, and he started this journey actually carrying gold for people. He would travel and carry their gold from place to place. So he started networking, he got involved. So supposedly he's very knowledgeable. And I was listening to, there's a Q&A on BitChute, and I have not listened to the entire Q&A, but if you go to BitChute and then just search for Q&A with Simon Parks and Charlie Ward, it's on the Charlie Ward's BitChute channel. They were talking about the QFS, and Charlie said that it is definitely a done deal, but they are vetting people in the banking system because there are still bad guys in the banking system. And for instance, he was saying that some banks want to control the money that's due to us. So reportedly, we are going to get all of our money, all the Social Security, all the taxes, all the interest that we've paid on credit cards and mortgages, all of that's been illegal money.
Yep.
And the cabal has kept very good records. And they know exactly how much they've stolen from each individual. Well, each individual is going to have a trust fund. And this trust fund is going to be allocated. And I've read some things like $5,000 a month per person, or $10,000 a month per person. There's going to be some allocation distributed distributing these funds on a monthly basis because they can't just give someone millions of dollars. That's, just like a lottery winner, they're going to screw themselves and they're going to spend all their money and destroy themselves and all that. So there's going to be a systematic how they distribute these funds. Well, they were talking today in this Q&A that there has been delays because there's some bad guys that want to control this money. The banks want to control the money and give so many people so much money at a time that restricts you. So if someone wants to open up a soup kitchen, Simon Parks was saying, and needed $50,000 to open the soup kitchen, they would not be able to do that because the maximum would be $10,000 a month. So these are the things that they're working out.
You could save up your money.
You could, but they're going through these different scenarios and of how to they're weeding out the bad guys, just like supposedly Trump. This great awakening, there is a delay because they're still weeding out who's good and who's bad, and they're not going to distribute it 100% until they know exactly who's good and who's bad. So I thought was interesting. I thought I would share that.
That just again tells me that I can run up all my credit cards and I'm going to be good to go in about a month.
Yes. So Aaron in the chat, XRP is definitely the crypto stock to watch. And I got a tip. I was listening to David Rodriguez, just like Aaron said, and he said this a couple weeks ago, probably a month ago. And he said, he heard, it was just his opinion, XRP. And he, I said, okay, well, let's gamble. Let's gamble. So I bought a month ago, I bought $1,000 worth of XRP and I've tripled my money already.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. This is, it's cryptocurrency. And,
nice.
So and there's another, but XRP is supposed to be the deal. But Aaron says made it up to 195 this week. Yeah. It was pennies on the dollar or something when I bought it.
I wonder, are they saying to still buy it at this point?
Yeah, you can still buy it. Yeah. So
there's this going up.
There's lots of ways to buy crypto. I'm still educating myself on it. I don't know everything at all. I'm definitely a newbie, but David Rodriguez actually suggested to download the app Uphold. And you can buy it through this app. You can link it to your checking account and buy some crypto.
It's not on Robinhood.
Pardon me?
It's not on Robinhood. We don't know.
It probably is. Aaron says it is on Robinhood. Uphold app or Robinhood.
Okay, very good.
Coinbase is a secure site, he says. Oh, Patty said that. Coinbase is a secure site. So I know some of our listeners have been dabbling in buying crypto too, which is interesting.
Very cool. Well, but then I also saw an article this morning that people are predicting another stock market crash because that's another textbook thing that could happen too. Why not? Everything.
Yep. That's what they're saying.
War, bang, bang.
But when it comes down to it, yes, it might go down. But Charlie Ward has said, if you have whatever you have in your 401k or in the market, when we do go 100% to the QFS system, it'll be dollar to dollar. You're not going to lose anything.
That's good.
Yeah. And this site, Jasara.news, is very interesting. They have a lot of daily news updates. That's where I found out Biden denied entry to Pentagon, and then Castro era ends in Cuba as Raul announces retirement. That's another big newsbreaker that the Castro era is ending. So.
Wow.
More news. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, but I think that's all I have tonight, Road Ranger.
Well, one last thing that I just saw here that I wanted to share, that kind of ties in with the Facebook Supreme Court of His Majesty, that Laura Trump had interviewed His Majesty a few weeks ago. It was an 18-minute long video interview, and she'd posted it on Facebook, and apparently they've taken it down. Just that it's just not currently allowed. They didn't have, there was no, touchy content. She was just asking him questions and he answered. It's just not allowed.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine.
But whatever they think is best.
I just love them. I just want to give them a little cuddle hug.
They're just so special.
It's so special. Let's see. A second email from a Facebook staffer gave a reminder that content in the voice of Donald Trump is not allowed. So the voice of Donald Trump.
I understand. Well, that voice is offensive.
It's disgusting.
So let's remind our audience before we sign off. We are currently going live on Road Ranger 2, but you have set up Road Ranger 3.
Yep.
Up on YouTube.
Yep.
So if you have not subscribed and set up those notifications on Revolution Road Ranger 3, we are always on Rumble.
That's the main one right there. If you need to subscribe to anything, please do Rumble, because all videos are going to go there regardless of if we are live on 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, so you download these live videos on Rumble
the next day. Yeah, it takes about 16 hours to get a download link, but by the next day I'm downloading to Rumble.
Okay. And then we also have the Telegram. So
we have a chat group, and we have also just a regular group, and we do post articles there that we deem interesting,
which we would really like you guys to post stuff there. We can talk about it during the show.
But also, it's important to definitely join us on one of the Telegram channels, because if there's something weird and we're having to change from Road Ranger 1, 2, or 3, we can tell you on Telegram. That way you know where to go.
Yeah, we're doing the Patriot Street Fighter dance. That's what we're doing.
And he's up to 12, and we'll go to 12 if we have to go to 12.
Even if we have 3 subscribers, we're not giving up.
Nana, you okay back there?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, are you ready to sign off?
Very energetic back there.
Okay.
Doing some jumping jacks, and you hang in there, Nana.
She's a crazy Nana.
All right. Well, we're going to sign off for the night.
Yes. All right. Well, we're going to pray for the military.
We're going to pray for the children.
And we are going to pray for President Donald Trump. J. Trump. Woo! All right, guys.
Have a good night. Take care.
Thanks for joining.
Bye.